Ladies and gentlemen, we have some huge breaking news. Donald Trump has had his second assassination attempt on his life just happened hours ago. There was a lot of confusion, there was a lot of misinformation about the motives behind this assassination attempt. We even had some of the mainstream media saying it was just a couple of guys out the front, they were just having a good old casual shootout and it was actually nothing to do with Donald Trump. But people, we do have the details now of what really happened, and it is very alarming of the escalation that's happening in this election year. Things are escalating and escalating massively, and you need to prepare right now for the chaos that's about to begin. Not only that, but we also have some huge economic news and some huge other geopolitical events happening in the world right now that you need to know about. So everyone, you know what time it is. Let's get straight into the news, the facts, and the data. Well, everyone, look at this. Trump, he really isn't scared at all. He says, nothing will slow me down. Trump reacts after second assassinated attempt. Now, here are the details because, again, like I was saying, there was a bit of miscommunication. There was some false information going out, but we do have confirmed details now. Shots were exchanged between a shooter and Secret Service agent at Trump International Golf Club as the former president played. So Trump was 300 to 500 yards away when the shooting occurred. The FBI confirmed they're investigating this as an assassination attempt. So again, it's not just a couple of, random guys out the front having a shootout for no reason. So Trump said, after, nothing will slow me down. I will never surrender. Fight, like he would say. The shooter has been detained by the authorities, and this is crazy. An AK-47 backpack and a GoPro camera was recovered near the scene, so this shows that the shooter did probably want to record it. Now they also have identified the shooter as Ryan Routh, whose social media suggests that he was a Trump-hating, Ukraine war-supporting liberal. And this is something we don't hear about a lot. They keep on going on in the mainstream media about the far right, the extremist far rights, but there are extremists on the left and they don't seem to talk about them. And as far as I'm aware, there's been 2 assassination attempts on Trump, but none on the left candidates. So that should tell you who really is more extreme. So Trump was not given complete perimeter protection because he is not a sitting president, despite being hit by assassin's bullet a couple months ago. And we'll get into that clip in a moment. So I'll go ahead and bring this up. This is the picture of the bag and the weapon that they seized. And I'll go ahead and play this clip.
Got to understand the golf course is surrounded by shrubbery, so when somebody gets into the shrubbery, they're pretty much out of sight. All right, and at this level that he is at right now, he's not the sitting president. If he was, we would have had this entire golf course around it. But because he's not, the security is limited to the areas that the Secret Service deems possible. So I would imagine that the next time he comes to the golf course, there'll probably be a little bit more people around the perimeter, but the Secret Service did exactly what they should have done. They provided exactly what the protection should have been, and their agent did a fantastic job.
Well, isn't this what we heard last time, people? That, he shouldn't have all the security when we all know he should. But even after the first assassination attempt, they're still saying, well, look, we couldn't really have enough security for the perimeter, which is what they said last time. And they said, don't worry, next time we'll secure the perimeter. But they didn't do it again. So why are we seeing such negligence, people? Again, this is very worrying that in today's world we're having character assassination attempts on political opponents and now actual attempts on political opponents' lives. And this is happening in America in 2024, which is absolutely crazy, but shows that things are not getting better, things are getting worse. We've also got a picture here of Ryan, which shows, yeah, he probably was a bit of a radical liberal. You can see the blue hair there. And why the mainstream media has to take accountability by saying things like, if Trump gets in, it will be the end of democracy and we can't let him get in and we have to stop him at all costs. This is causing people to get radical. We can't have radical on the right, we can't have radical on the left, but what we're seeing right now is seeing a lot more radicalization on the left. Now that's just happening in the US, but we're also seeing huge geopolitical escalations happening around the world. So look at this, everyone. Americans can't hide from nuclear war. Moscow warns as West mules escalation. So the Kremlin had issued yet more warnings following reports that the Biden administration could soon greenlight long-range attacks by Kiev forces on Russian territory using US-supplied arms. Again, we've got enough issues in the US. I don't think they need to be importing even more problems. Both the UK and Canada are on board, and British Prime Minister Keir Starmer is visiting Washington, where he's directly lobbying Biden to jump on board and grant Zelensky's urgent request to lift all restrictions on Western weaponry. However, the New York Times suggests that saner minds are prevailing at this point. If President Biden's deliberations with Prime Minister Keir Starmer of Britain about whether to allow Ukraine to attack Russia with long-range Western weapons were fresh evidence that President remains deeply fearful of setting off a dangerous wider conflict, and that's exactly what we are risking, everyone. And I think other countries are catching on to this. And look at this: Saudi Arabia Central Bank has been secretly buying 100 tons of gold in Switzerland. So all these other countries, they're seeing the decline in the US, they're seeing these political assassinations happening, they're seeing society in the US deteriorate, they're seeing other countries not taking them so seriously, and they're ditching the US dollar and buying tons and tons of gold. And I'll go ahead and bring up a chart here so you can see the huge buying demand. Because look at this, everyone. Unlike they're saying, the economy is weakening. So in the last hurrah, credit card debt unexpectedly soars despite record high APRs as saving rates hits record lows. So this is the recipe for disaster, everyone. Credit card debt is exploding when the savings rate is going down. Now, eventually you have to pay off that debt, just like the US government, but they're not doing that, and things are going to get much, much worse. So we'll go ahead and bring up this chart here so you can see the increase. Now, this has led JP Morgan chief Jamie Dimon warning that the US faces something actually worse than a recession. So you may be wondering, well, what could be worse than a recession, a depression? Well, yes, that is true, but they could also be facing something else that I've been talking about, and that is called stagflation. Like he said, the biggest risk and the worst outcome would be stagflation. And he also made some other points here. He worries there is still a raft of inflationary forces on the horizon. He pointed out that higher deficits and increased government spending will add pressure to an economy still reeling from the impact of sustained high interest rates. They're all inflationary, basically in the short run and the next couple of years, he said. So it's hard to look at it and say, well, no, we're out of the woods. I don't think so, and I agree. The Treasury Department announced Thursday that the US government has spent more than $1 trillion this year on interest payments alone for the $35.3 trillion national debt, which seems like it's just gaining $1 trillion every day. This is the first time interest payments has crossed over this benchmark figure. So this is completely unsustainable, everyone. And this is why you need to get out of the dollar and you need to get into other alternative assets like gold, like I've been talking about, and like a Bitcoin. Because when the dollar goes down in value, these two assets will absolutely skyrocket. And I've got a couple of charts that I need to show you. So look at this, everyone. Bitcoin is currently in a halving year. So it makes the most sense to compare 2024 with previous halving years. Now, in September 2016, the upside of 6% was followed by a 14% upside in October. In 2020, it was down 7.5%, followed by 27% October upside. And currently we're down 9%, so there's potential for double-digit Bitcoin growth this month. And not only this, but we've got another chart here that is very bullish for Bitcoin. So Bitcoin bottomed 547 days prior to the 2016 halving, but topped in its bull market 518 days after the 2016 halving. Now, Bitcoin bottomed 517 days prior to the 2020 halving, but topped in its bull market 549 days after the 2020 halving. Now, Bitcoin also bottomed 517 days before the 2024 halving, but may very well top its bull market 549 days after the 2024 halving. So that's October 2025, and history suggests two takeaways. The halving acts like a mirror. Bitcoin bear market bottoms occur a similar amount of days prior to the halving compared to the amount of days it's taken for Bitcoin to form bull market tops after the halving. And the bull market is not over yet. Now, also, again, getting back to Trump, he has spoken very pro Bitcoin. He was negative Bitcoin before, but he is now very pro Bitcoin. And he recently had spoke at the Bitcoin conference. And this is a few takeaways I have that is very bullish for Bitcoin. So Trump highlighted that Bitcoin is now the 9th most valuable asset globally, surpassing major corporations like ExxonMobil and approaching the market cap of silver. And he says it has potential to overtake gold. So he suggests that Bitcoin could potentially surpass gold in value, indicating its long-term potential as a store of value and investment asset. Third, Bitcoin's role in the future of the economy. Trump compared Bitcoin to the steel industry 100 years ago, suggesting that it is still in its infancy and poised for exceptional growth as an integral part of the future of the economy. Fourth, US as a crypto capital. He laid out his vision for the US to be the global capital of the crypto economy, emphasizing the need to embrace and support the technology to remain competitive on a global scale. Fifth, regulatory clarity. So Trump also promised to create a favorable regulatory environment for Bitcoin and crypto by appointing leaders who support the industry, enabling it to thrive and grow in the US. So everyone, I don't know about you, but I think if Trump gets in, we're going to see Bitcoin absolutely skyrocket. Now that's the end of the news segment part of this video, and I now want to talk about today's video sponsor, DeFi Technologies Inc. That stock ticker symbol DEFTF. So DeFi Technologies is a financial technology company that's making it easier for traditional investors to get involved with digital assets. Imagine being able to invest in a diversified portfolio of these assets without needing a separate brokerage or bank account. Sounds convenient, right? Well, that's exactly what DeFi Technology offers. They provide exposure to a wide range of digital assets through regulated equity instruments. This means you can invest in growth of cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum, along with other Web3 protocols in a secure and regulated way. Next, trust and security. So one of the biggest hurdles for many investors is trust and security. DeFi Technologies is publicly traded, which adds a layer of transparency and trust. You can invest through your regulated brokerage account just like you would with any other stock. This familiarity is a big plus for those who are cautious about stepping into the world of digital assets. Now let's talk about revenue. DeFi Technologies has an aggressive revenue model with multiple income streams. They earn from trading and management fees, staking and lending, and strategic partners with digital assets in DeFi sectors. This diversified approach helps maximize revenue generation, making a robust business model. In fact, they have grown 78% year over year, showing their impressive growth trajectory. Now, when we look at digital assets, DeFi has been up 1000x over the last 5 years, significantly outpacing Bitcoin. And this remarkable performance makes it a no-brainer. Plus, DeFi Technologies doesn't carry the same holding risks or exchange risks associated with Bitcoin. Now, another key point is diversified digital asset exposure. While Bitcoin is most known, it only accounts for 51% of digital asset market. DeFi Technologies offer broad exposures beyond just Bitcoin. This includes significant opportunities in decentralized finance and Web3 sectors, areas that are typically hard to access through public markets, and this allows investors to tap into the extensive $2.4 trillion sector. Now, the growth sectors that DeFi Technology focuses on are incredibly exciting. They provide direct exposure to fast-growing sectors of exchange-traded product, ETPs, and cryptocurrencies. By leveraging innovative financial instruments and market trends in DeFi, Web3 technologies, they are positioning themselves at the forefront of this digital revolution. And with the company set to be added to the Nasdaq soon, the visibility and accessibility of investing in DeFi technologies will only increase. So the company's main focus is on Valor, the new business DeFi alpha. Valor, often considered the crown jewel of DeFi technologies, has built an equity product for crypto market that makes it easy to issue new ETPs. Now get this, they make 7% on their assets under management, and then with 500 million under management, that translates to significant revenue. Despite only having 9 employees, Valor is highly profitable, making an average of 60 million per year. Furthermore, DeFi Technologies is not just riding a wave of digital assets, they're helping to shape it. By offering trusted and regulated exposure to our diversified portfolio of digital assets, they're making it easier for traditional investors to participate in this exciting market. So whether you're new to digital assets or looking to diversify your investment, DeFi Technology offers a compelling opportunity. The second business under DeFi Technologies is relativity research run by Anthony Pompliano. They consult for notable figures like Cathie Wood on tech startups and altcoin ventures. The profits from these consultations flow back to DeFi Technologies, including in the arbitrage trading desk, which has already cleared $97 million in trading revenue. Now, some analysts are saying this could be the next Nvidia stock and could be the next 20x bagger. The Fed is going to cut interest rates aggressively, and this is going to be very bullish for risk assets like Bitcoin. And this company, get this, has a PE ratio of 3 in a highly profitable and a high growth sector. So good day everyone, do your due diligence and check out DeFi Technologies, that stock ticker symbol DEFTF. Now everyone, thanks for watching today's video. You're awesome. I'll see you all in the next video.